So in this quick video, I want to share with you exactly how I made $1,094 in a single day at only 21. I'm literally going to reveal the step-by-step process I used so you can just copy me. This video is for you if you are an ambitious individual who wants more than the traditional path, which is to get massively in debt to pay for overpriced degrees and slowly climb the corporate ladder all of your life in hopes to maybe one day eventually find success. And this is also for you if you want to make fuck you money online from the comfort of your home. So here is what we are going to cover in this video. First, I will quickly share with you my story so you know who you're listening to and why you should listen to me. Then I will reveal the reason why most beginners never make money in business and never actually see any success. Then I'll share with you the best business model in 2025 and beyond. Then I will reveal the 3-step process that you need to follow if you want to start printing cash today, even with no previous experience, skills, or degrees. And finally, I will ask you to make a choice. If we haven't met before, my name is Fred and I'm a 22-year-old entrepreneur. I come from a lower middle class background and I grew up in a small French town, less than 10,000 people, with no real career opportunities. My mother worked a dangerous night job as a nursing assistant. I say dangerous because she had to deal with very violent patients, thugs that got into knife fights with gangs, dealers, convicted felons, not the friendly type as you could see. And with only one security guard for the entire building, I can tell you that shit was bound to happen. Now when it comes to my father, he was a nurse. At work, he was treated like a commodity by his superiors. That and other things led him to becoming depressed, alcoholic. Growing up, I had a very shitty relationship with him because he'd often get verbally and physically abusive with me. And as a family, we often lacked money. Every day I would hear my parents complaining about the price of bread or lettuce. As a kid, as a teen, I felt extremely frustrated because I couldn't do the things that I wanted because it was too expensive. So it built up inside of me the desire to truly be free and to experience abundance, to never have to worry about the price of things ever again, even things on the more expensive side, like fancy restaurants and nice hotels. So how did I go from being a broke, depressed 17-year-old with only $400 in his bank account to making upwards of $1,094 in a single day at only 21? How did I go from being so anxious I couldn't even leave my parents' house for months just to go for a walk in the neighborhood to spreading my message with the world and generating over 40.8 million views on social media, standing with no audience? And that number keeps growing every day. The reason I'm showing you all of this is to prove that if I could do that, coming from a shitty background, then anyone can find success. I can guarantee that if in your mind you've got these limiting beliefs telling you it's too good to be true, or for some reason it works for others but it can't work for you, let me tell you, that's bullshit. The truth is, deep down, you're afraid to take action. And I get it, because when I started my first proper business, I actually procrastinated for 7 months because I was afraid of rejection. Not that many people are willing to admit something like that. And the truth is, if you still haven't seen any success whatsoever in business, it's probably because you're not following the right strategy. Now the truth is, it took me 10 years to start seeing success online. That's from the moment I discovered online business at 11 years old to the moment I had my first $1,000 day in sales at only 21. And the reason it took me so long is because I had to figure out everything on my own. I had no one to guide me, to show me the way. Do you know why most beginners fail in business and never make any money? It's not because they're not smart enough or talented enough or hardworking enough. It's none of these things. It's because of 2 things. Either they pick a business model that requires to spend money to get customers, or they try to figure out everything on their own, so they're essentially throwing spaghetti at the wall every day, hoping that something will eventually work and make them successful. But they don't have a real strategy or a mentor to show them how it's done. Back in 2019-2020, with my best friend of the time, we decided to start a dropshipping business. Now at the time, my friend wanted to buy this expensive $2,500 dropshipping course, and he asked me if I wanted to work on it with him. I agreed and we got started. So we found a product to sell, a trendy product at the time, a flat squeeze mop, and we built an entire Shopify store around it. We did what we were taught in the course. We created some Facebook ads and we launched our first ever ad campaign. And only 30 minutes later, we got our first sale. This is a moment I will remember forever. It felt insane to do some work in my bedroom and to be paid for it. And at the time, I was just a teen. Now, of course, this would have been too good to be true if we kept making money like that. What happened is that Facebook ads quickly ate up all of our ad budget. Sure, we made $50, but we spent close to $200. The problem with that course is that it was marketed towards beginners, when dropshipping with paid ads is not a beginner-friendly business model. Any business model that requires you to spend money on paid ads as a beginner is not a beginner-friendly business model. Beginners are most of the time broke, like my friend and I back in 2019-2020. So as a broke beginner in business, you can't afford to risk losing hundreds of dollars per day on ads. You could pay your rent instead with that money. Not to mention that even if you were successful with a business business like dropshipping, to be able to make a decent income, you would need hundreds, if not thousands of customers because profit margins are so small. And remember, you pay your rent, your food, your clothes with profit after tax. In business, what matters is what you keep, not what you make. I would much rather make $1 million, keep $1 million, as opposed to make $10 million, but I only keep $100,000. There's no point. Now, part of the reason why it took me 10 years to see any success online was because I wasn't working on the right business model. It's like you're learning an instrument. If you're a noob, you've never even touched a piano before, yet you think you can play this masterpiece that only pros can play. Of course, you won't be able to do that instantly. It's gonna take you years of practice. In business, it's the same thing. It's only when I transitioned into selling services and consulting that I was able to have my first $1,000 a day in sales at only 21. The best business model for beginners in 2025 and even in the years to come is to sell services online and consulting. If you take a look at the first videos I posted on my YouTube channel back in September 2022, I was essentially posting video sales letters that I would show some of my prospects.
This is proof right here of what we are able to accomplish. This is the booked sales calls for 1 week of August, in the beginning of August. As you can see, we have a sales call every single day. And then this is the tracker in Excel that we use to keep track of all the people who said, yep, I'm interested to hear more about what you have to offer. And as you can see, in yellow, it's the amount of people who booked a call. And of course, there's lots of scrolling to do if you want to see all of the leads, but this is just a snapshot of it. And here's some more proof again. Someone said, hey, I scheduled for tomorrow at 5:30 p.m., as you can see on Facebook. And then those are notifications of appointments about to start on Zoom.
At the time, I was providing lead generation services for entrepreneurs, and that was my first successful offer. I was essentially booking meetings for other people. And at first, I had no clue how to book meetings, but I learned from the right people, and then I was able to book a lot of meetings myself. And so because business owners needed my services, I started to have lots of people reach out to me because they were interested. Now, here are the pros of selling services online and consulting. You get to charge anywhere from $500 up to $5,000 per customer. If you sell a service, like let's say lead generation, booking more meetings, video editing, thumbnail design, that fee can be monthly recurring. So this means that with only a few customers, you can already quit your job and be financially free. And since you're selling services, profit margins are high, up to 98%. If you wanted to get to $10,000 per month with a dropshipping business, you'd probably need thousands of sales. But if you sold a service for $2,000 a month, you would only need 5 customers. Now you can also sell services even if you don't know how to deliver those same services yourself. So that means you can still get started even with no previous experience or skills. When I got started, I didn't have the experience or skills. I learned it along the way, so don't let it stop you. For instance, you could be providing video editing services to content creators even if you don't know how to edit videos yourself. And the way that you do that is by leveraging a contractor, a freelancer. The advantage of working with contractors and freelancers is that unlike employees, you don't have to pay them out of pocket. You only pay them after you get a customer yourself. Also, another big pro of selling services and consulting online is that it costs you barely any money to get started and to keep operating the business every month. Even if you need to use a few softwares, nowadays, most softwares have a freemium plan. This means you can use it for free. And if you wanted to buy a professional domain or an email address, well, that would cost you no more than $50 per year. So even if you did everything wrong for 6 to 12 months and you didn't sign a single customer, you wouldn't lose more than $50. But if you follow a step-by-step proven process to get customers, you won't have that fear of not signing customers because you'll be able to book meetings pretty effortlessly. When you know what you're doing, it's easy. When people say, don't invest in the stock market, don't invest in real estate because it's a scam, it's too complicated. The people who lose money, it's because they don't know what they're doing. If you follow the winning strategy, you would win. It's that simple. Now, if you can do the 3 things I'm going to reveal in just an instant, you will print cash on demand. First, you need to get prospects that are interested in what you have to offer. There are 2 ways to do that, outbound and inbound. Outbound means you directly reach out to potential customers. This could be sending a message to a LinkedIn connection, sending a DM to someone on Instagram. It's essentially virtual door-to-door sales. And if people keep doing it, it's because it works. And inbound means that the lead came to you, maybe because they saw your profile and they were interested, maybe because someone referred you to them, or maybe because they watched a piece of content that you made online. Then, the second element is sales. I can guarantee that if you spent most of your day taking back-to-back sales calls, you would never worry about the price of anything ever again. Now, it's funny because I procrastinated taking taking sales calls for 7 months because at the time I was too anxious. When it turns out, taking sales calls is actually the funniest thing in the world to do because you're only having a simple conversation with another human being. This is not the Wolf of Wall Street. You don't have to be pushy and salesy. You're just speaking to another person following a certain framework, and that makes it super easy. Believe me, if I could do it, even though I procrastinated for 7 months because I was listening to my fears, to my doubts, anyone can do it. If I'm telling you it's easy and simple, it's because trust me, it is. And then the third element is service delivery, which is getting your customer exactly what you promised them. You can do this yourself if you've got the skills, the time and the experience, or like I said, you can leverage a contractor or a freelancer. Now as a business owner, if you want to make fuck you money, 80% of your time should be spent on getting leads and closing the leads. That's it. Trust me when I say that if you can do that successfully, you will never ever worry about the price of anything ever again. Now look, you have two possible choices. Choice number one is to try building your business all on your own. That is the mistake that cost me 10 years of my life and thousands of dollars. The truth is, with no one to guide you, with no proven step-by-step process to follow, your chances of quitting or failure are sky high. Instead, you could just follow a proven step-by-step process made by someone who's been there before, who's done that, and that will allow you to get to $5,000 and $10,000 per month so much faster. Think about this. Every month that you wait to get started, or every month that you're not following the right strategy, you're losing out on $1,000 paychecks every fucking month. Because when you've got someone to guide you along the way, instead of having to figure out everything yourself, of making all the mistakes yourself, you get to skip all that part and go straight to doing, executing, and that's what gets you results. Executing on the right strategy. 99% of people fail when they try to do it alone, or it takes them 10 years if they don't quit. So I'm warning you. Or your other option is to book a free call with me or my team, and together we will create a step-by-step strategy for you to start or scale your business. I love making content because it's helping so many people. Every day I get lots of positive feedback from people, but the thing is, I can't exactly give you tailored advice to your own situation through a YouTube video. Now, if we're a good fit to work together, at the end of that call, I will make you an offer so we can work together. So if you're finally ready to have the profitable business that you deserve and that you've been dreaming of for so long, click the button below or the link in description if you're watching this on YouTube and book a free call with me. I'll see you then.